Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Żaneta. And if you are anything like me, 3 long weekends in a row sounds amazing, until you realize everyone else thinks so too. Suddenly, every highway is packed, every mountain is full, and even hidden spots start to look like night markets. So, for this mid-autumn festival weekend, we decided to try our luck somewhere a little more peaceful, deep in the mountains of Namto, at the Dalunshan Ginkgo Forest. Every year, around this time, I start craving the perfect touch of autumn. Golden leaves, cool air, and quiet mountain roads. So when the long weekend rolled around, we packed up and headed to Namto's Dalunshan Ginkgo Forest, a place we last visited 5 years ago. I was hoping to see the same golden glow again, though nature, as it turns out, had other plans. To my surprise, the drive was smooth. No traffic, no honking, just calm mountain roads and that satisfying hum of quiet. When we finally arrived, there were only a handful of people, and most came after us. We wandered through the tea farms, shaded by ginkgo trees. Well, supposed to be shaded. Most of the leaves had already fallen, and the forest looked a bit different from what I remembered. A few trees had turned yellow, but many were still green. Even visiting later in the season might not make much difference this year. 5 years ago, the forest was glowing gold. This time, not so much. I'm not sure why the leaves fell early, but nature clearly had its own plan. The Dalunshan Ginkgo Forest sits at an altitude of around 1,300 to 1,600 meters, which means cool, misty air almost all year round. The area is famous for Shanishi mountain tea, and if you're a tea lover or just want that walking in the clouds feeling, this is your spot. Now, a fun fact: ginkgo trees are ancient, like dinosaur era ancient. They are often called living fossils. The seeds, ginkgo nuts, are edible and commonly used in Asian cooking. Dalunshan is home to Taiwan's largest cultivated ginkgo forest, covering about 60 to 80 hectares. We arrived around 11 a.m., just in time for some sunshine before the fog rolled in, much earlier than expected. Once the fog got too thick, we headed down to Lugo town for lunch. Unfortunately, I was feeling sick that day, so no food for me. I could only stand there and watch everyone else eat. Pure torture. After lunch, we stopped by Shima Park, where cherry trees were, wait for it, actually blooming in October. We saw them here 5 years ago too, so I wanted to check if it would happen again. The park is small but charming, with walking paths, benches, and plenty of seasonal flowers. It's a perfect quick stop if you are already in the area. Since it was still early, we decided to continue to Gigi town, and to my surprise, it was almost empty. So different from the lively place I remembered. Our first stop was Minxin Academy, a traditional three-sided courtyard built during the Guanxi reign, back when the camphor trade was booming. It's dedicated to Confucius, the Emperor Wenchang, and other deities linked to learning and literature. Over the years, the Academy has hosted cultural and folk events to keep local traditions alive. Its rooftop carvings, dragons, flowers, and a boy riding a kirin are absolutely stunning. The site was named a Class 3 historical monument in 1985 and restored using traditional techniques. Next, we visit the Jiji Wuchen Temple, dedicated to the god of Xiantian. The temple's history is both powerful and humbling. The original building collapsed during the 9/1 earthquake in 1999, right after an expansion. The ruins are still preserved beside the newly rebuilt temple, which opened in 2013. Standing there, seeing the remains of the old temple, was a quiet reminder of how fragile things can be, and I truly hope never to experience an earthquake that strong. Even though this trip didn't turn out exactly how I imagined, with fewer golden ginkgo leaves and a whole lot more fog, it was still a lovely getaway from the city. The quiet mountains, fresh air, and peaceful scenery made it worth every kilometer. Sometimes, travel isn't about finding the perfect view. It's about slowing down, breathing in the mist, and appreciating the moment, even when things don't go exactly as planned. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed this little mountainscape, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more hidden gems around Taiwan. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.